As usual, when the girls visited Fairyland, time had stood still in the human world. They found themselves back in the hallway outside the classroom. Marissa had turned them to human size again, and she tucked herself into the pocket of Krusty's skirt. "Here are the plastic plant pots that Mr. Bitter asked us to get," said Rachel, peering into the cabinet. When the girls returned to the classroom, Mr. Bitter was handing out some pots that he had picked from the garden that morning. "Everyone take a plant pot and open a pot," he said. "I want you to take out the beans and plant them. There is soil on each table, and I have drawn the instructions on the board. Have fun." Rachel and Kirsty sat down at the table and opened their pots. "Mine's empty," said Rachel, feeling disappointed. "Mine too," said Kirsty. Almost everyone in the class had an empty bean pot. The goblins were the only ones who had found beans inside. "Ha, we're way better at this than the rest of you," said the first goblin, sticking out his tongue. Everyone watched as the goblins filled their plant pots with soil and then planted their beans. "Very good," said Mr. Baker as the goblins patted down the soil. "Now over the next few weeks we will see tiny shoots begin to grow and—" Mr. Baker stopped talking because something amazing was happening. Green stalks were already bursting out of the goblins' pots, poking through the soil and growing thicker and taller in front of everyone's eyes. "Impossible," said Mr. Baker. "Magic," said Kirsty as the beanstalks reached the ceiling. "It's like something out of Jack in the Beanstalk," Adam exclaimed. "Whatever they can't stay in here," said Mr. Baker. "Adam, go and ask the custodian to come get them and plant them in a vegetable garden." As Adam hurried out of the room, Rachel leaned closer to Kirsty. "This must mean that the goblins have Marissa's star badge," she said. "Only a science badge will make plants grow that fast." "We just have to find out where they are hiding it," said Kirsty. "Think, Rachel, think really hard." Mr. Baker walked around the room, placing a drooping plant on each table. "I would like each of you to draw a picture of the plant and label the main parts," he said. The girls opened their pencil cases and suddenly Rachel froze. Then she turned to Kirsty, her eyes wide and sparkling. "I think I know why the goblins hid the star badge," she said. "Remember how they were fighting over the pencil case earlier? Each of them wanted to hold it. I think the star badge must be inside." "I'm sure you're right," said Kirsty. "Good thinking." Mr. Bitter was helping Amina, and he didn't notice the girls slip out of their seats and walk over to the goblins. The pencil case was lying on the table between them. "Excuse me," said Rachel. "Could we borrow some colored pencils for our plant pictures?" One of the goblins put his hands on the pencil case and put it closer to him. "These are our pencils," he said rudely. "Use your own." He put out a green pencil, and Marissa managed to peek into the case. Among the green pencils she saw a flash of gold. "My star badge," she whispered to the girls. "It's in there." Kirsty put Rachel behind the giant beanstalk, which had now filled with back of the room. All the other children were busy drawing, so no one saw where they had gone. "We have to get that star badge back," said Kirsty, sounding very determined. "Marissa, will you turn us into fairies again? Then maybe one of us can fly into the pencil case without the goblins seeing us." With a wave of Marissa's wand, the girls were once again fluttering in the air beside her. The classroom looked very different now that they were so small and their classmates seemed enormous. Keeping out of sight, Marissa and the girls zoomed under the tables and around the chair legs until they reached the goblins. As quietly and slowly they peered over the tabletop. The pencil case was lying directly in front of Rachel.